This committee is comprised of local residents as well as the community stakeholders, city um, representatives, and people who are really concerned about ensuring there is a landmark about Frederick Douglass, since he was a fixture in Massachusetts.
Hi, my name is Tamika Williams. I have lived in Roxbury my entire life, and I am currently the president of the Roxy Tenant Council, which is a development of 346 units. And we have over 1,000 residents. I currently am also involved with United Neighbors Law Roxbury, which is involved with the project on Frederick Douglass. And currently in this community, we're trying to make sure we embrace the culture of Frederick Douglass. Right now, it's just a blanket space where we just at a bus stop and people just hang around. And nothing's really going on besides this mural for us to remember Frederick Douglass.
This is a project that is resident-led. When I first started working on this project, the person who was involved is Nataka Creighton Walker, as well as Aziza Robertson Goodnight.
Hello, my name is Aziza Robinson Goodnight, and I'm the chair of the Frederick Douglass Sculpture Project, a project I've been involved with for the last 8 years. We are now in the Frederick Douglass Square, where I grew up down the street as an artist. Grew up as an artist, both in the artist building, and I'm really happy to really establish this space with a piece of artwork that will maintain the legacy of the neighborhood, but also Frederick Douglass. So in this area here, we have 2 Frederick Douglass paintings, murals that are fading away, are getting old, and it's really important to maintain the legacy of a neighborhood where African Americans deem Frederick Douglass Square with a bronze sculpture.
Working on this project, I can mention, for example, another resident, Yvonne Lalire. There is Louis Elissa, well-known community activist. There is Barry Gaither that is also involved, and of course the illustrious artist Paul Goodnight.
It seemed appropriate for this particular statue to be right here in Douglass Square. A lot of folks don't know where Douglass Square is. So it's right across the street from Slade's, and it's right across the street from the Frederick Douglass Homes, which is on Tremont Street, probably about 2 or 3 blocks in from Massachusetts Avenue. I did maybe about 12, 13, 14 drawings on it. I would like for the powers to be to think that this is what he stood for. And the 3 things that he did stand for is freedom, freedom, and freedom for all folks. And that was freedom, of course, the women, freedom for himself, obviously, and freedom for his fellow man.
I am Lamerchi Frazier, Director of Education for the Museum of African American History, Boston and Nantucket. Here to say some words about Frederick Augustus Washington Bailey, who is now, we know him as Frederick Douglass. When one asked about where were you educated, Frederick said, I went to the Massachusetts School of Abolition. We have photographs. We have places that he visited in Boston, places where he spoke and resisted this horrible institution of slavery. When we talk about Frederick Douglass, we are talking about a man who was ready and willing to lay down what were principles that should be observed in the Constitution, that he believed that that promise should afford us citizenship, freedom, justice, equality, along with everyone else.